Millie Weaver reporting for Infowars.com. We're here in San Diego, California at the Gaslight District, and we're going to ask residents here what they think about this immigrant caravan, whether they want them to come into the United States or not, and what they think about our border situation, whether we should build a wall or have open borders. Let's go see what they have to say. Have you guys heard about the immigrant caravan down at the border?
Yes, I have. Yeah, coming from Central America.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
You have? Okay, so do you guys think that they should be allowed into the United States with political asylum?
Absolutely not. I think that just similar to the way that I had to apply for citizenship, go through the correct channels, be interviewed, and become an American citizen. That was what I had to do, and I think other people should have to do it as well.
Why is it free for somebody? Why not for anybody else?
On a case-by-case basis, I would think that if it's political asylum, I like to see a more accepting view, but they would want them to do their paperwork and come in legally and get the asylum and things like that, not just walk across.
I know they're stuck in San Diego border, and they're allowing a few of them to get processed. I don't know if they'll actually get cleared, but this is happening around the world.
Yeah, I think they should be allowed, and if they're willing to work and abide by the rules of society and stuff, instead of committing crimes and stuff like that, which they've probably done.
There are 40 people I just walked past now who definitely have mental health issues, and there's no reason that they should be on the street hungry. But at the same time, I think we have enough to help a lot more people. Not just I think we can help a lot more people.
Do you think that they should be granted entrance?
No, at all.
Should not be granted entrance.
It should be legally if they want to come legally.
I lived in Mexico for quite a while, and I knew people that were desperately trying 3 or 5 years just to get a kind of a work visa to come out here and work. And there's, people are still struggling, especially on the border lines. There's such an inflow of nationalities that go out there, and they're locally taking jobs.
Do you think that they should be granted political asylum into the U.S. if they've already been given asylum into Mexico?
That's a good question. If they actually have asylum in Mexico, maybe not. But if they're in a better place now, if Mexico's better for them, then great. But I don't know. I guess they should be given a chance.
I went down there and I spoke with the immigrant caravan, and they actually said that they weren't in any immediate fear for their lives or safety. They had no safety concerns. They were there in Mexico. They were safe. The Mexican community there was all coming to help them and give them food and clothes, and so they were helping them, and they weren't in any fear. Is he scared or fearful while he's here in Mexico to stay here?
¿No tiene usted miedo a que le llegue a pasar algo aquí en México?
No, aquí no.
No?
Safe. Mexico's been kind to him. They give him food and blankets and clothes. So, he feels safe in Mexico.
Have you heard any of the people here say that they're scared or that they don't feel safe here?
No.
Do you think that they should still be granted asylum if they're not technically afraid?
That's a good question. Probably not. That's a very good question. Well, if they're not being threatened at all, it shouldn't be asylum. It should be something else. Maybe they can come here for study or for a work visa or something like that. But not as a seeking refuge. That really takes away room from people that are actually in trouble.
None of them said that they were afraid of what for their lives.
No, they weren't. They weren't afraid. They just wanted to come to America for more money for work.
That would be my guess as well. Yeah, unfortunately, that would be why I would come to America. That's why I did come to America, but I did it, through the right channels. No, I'm not surprised they're not afraid. They're here for the reason everyone wants to come to America, because it's the greatest country in the world.
In Mexico, they are getting hardly $5 per hour, and here they get $10 or $12 per hour. That's why they want to come here.
Well, I immigrated to Canada first, and I think I really like their system. It's really a need-based. Like, what do you have to offer us? What can you do for the country? What skills are you bringing? And then that's what it's based on, instead of completely based on just we have family here, you have this, you have that. So I think that it needs to be beneficial both ways for it to work.
I was vetted heavily. I had to go through a lot of background checks. I had to go through medical checks. I don't understand why the system would allow just random strangers to negate a process that I had to go through. I didn't object to going through it. I think it's perfectly fair. I became an American citizen the right way, and I think they should have to too.
What do you think about President Trump talking about building a wall?
I'm not for it.
You're not for it?
No.
Why do you think he wants to build a wall?
To keep everyone out except for who's already in, and the ones who are in that are bad, take them out too. I don't know. I kind of feel like he's a little racist.
So do you think it's because he wants to keep out Mexicans?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the drug problems where we have the Mexican cartels bringing drugs and heroin and human trafficking and stuff into the United States?
Oh, I'm definitely not for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't help. I mean, we've had at least pieces of wall up, and we're still in the same situation. So
I think walls don't work. They just don't.
So you are for a closed border, though, because, Canada has a closed border.
Definitely. I'm not for an open, like you just walk in. I think that's a bit too loose for me.
It sort of acts as a deterrent to actually come into this country illegally. So I think it does help security measures.
We have borders for a reason. Do I think that there should be a wall? I think it's a financial implications that we have to, we'd have to talk about very seriously. But in terms of border protection, I think, it's important to have the sovereignty of a country protected by a border.
Yeah, not a country without borders.
Well, do you think, if anything, it would save some lives because people wouldn't try it if they know there's a wall there?
That's a good point. Maybe they'll try safer methods to cross, legal methods. That's a very good point.
Wow.